When I discovered permaculture, like most people, you get bitten by this permaculture bug that's like, fuck, it's the solution to all of the world's problems. And so that was really inspiring for me. It was an inspiring moment. Little by little, I realized if I really wanted to be close to nature and working with it, somehow there was a jump towards, I need to be a farmer.
I found a bit myself in an impasse, feeling, disempowered, just with an ocean of complexity and not really being able to act in any way. Farming gives me the opportunity to do something I think is meaningful, but on a really hands-on way.
And I believe there's no going back. What is very clear is that, I'm the happiest being on the field.
How can we try and feed ourselves or produce food without destroying, but even better, while regenerating?
I don't understand how we've gone into that understanding of nature. I don't understand how we've reached that stage of seeing everything with technology and chemicals, etc. We need trees. We really need trees.
The question of home to me and my brother comes up a lot. What's home for you? What does home feel to you? What does it mean?
My family comes from an immigrant background, from Spain, from Italy, from England and from Greece. My dad's side and my mum's side ended up in the French-Swiss area around Geneva. My dad has been working in documentation business. I never really understood it. I studied economics, kind of following my dad's path in a way. I was supposed to do a master in management in Spain, and then I went to travel before that actually. And that's when I went traveling, I was like, I don't want to do this, and this is not the path for me. And I started connecting more with nature.
I have a business background, have worked most of my life behind an office or traveling in airplanes across the world. I never envisaged working with my son. I thought they should be autonomous and responsible for their development.
My dad's always said from a young age, like, it doesn't matter what you do, it's about how you do it. You can be a clown, but it's about like being the best clown, or really being the best at what you do, and he really believes in that. So I mean, it's normal when you expect your son to do a master in management, and then you get a call from South America like, no, I'm not going to go back and do it. I'm going to stay here in South America. He's obviously thinking, what's this hippie doing over there, like being a beach bum and whatever.
And then one day, Dimitri got passionate about agroforestry, which I knew nothing about, but philosophically was very much aligned with my values and what I was looking for. To contribute something a bit more meaningful to the society or to the economy or whatever it may be.
It was his idea, really. He tells me, hey, why don't we do something together? You want to be a farmer? I want to invest some money in land, in farming. I want to change the course of my life. I want to do something different. And so he was like, yeah, why don't we set up a family project?
So Dimitri, doing a course in Brazil, was texting me the requirements of a piece of land, and so I started roaming Greece and looking for fields, and people thought I was completely crazy, I think. But this seemed so right as a project, and I knew that alone it would be very difficult. It would take him too long to implement and have a meaningful contribution to the ecology.
So he's naturally, quite quickly actually, changed his mind about things, and now he's more of a farmer than I am.
I told the whole village, the guys will be farming, and I'll just, sit at the terrace and enjoy a Greek coffee in the shade. And things didn't quite turn out like this. When I discovered what farming really meant, I didn't want to leave the field. I was permanently working there, and I've had to leave the land for a couple of odd stints, and it's been by force.
I make it sound easy. It wasn't easy to convince everybody.
I graduated from university this last year. I did psychology and I wanted to go into marketing, communications, so I took some time off before getting a real job to work in a surf camp, and I got a phone call from my parents and they said to me, we're starting a farm. It really took me by surprise, and I wanted to be a bit independent and go and do my own thing before coming back to live with my parents, but it was very exciting and inviting, so I said yes. It was really difficult at first. I was a city girl. I loved going out, seeing my friends, listening to music, going to gigs, going out. And when I arrived, it was a bit of a shock.
We were a bit of a modern family.
We've moved a lot to 5 different countries, 16 times, different homes, different schools, and coming from so many different cultures, it's been a bit chaotic and unstable, always having to find a new home and never really feeling at home anywhere.
Mazi means together in Greek. That was, I think my mum found that name. It represents what we're trying to be, what we're trying to create.
Coming to Mazi Farm now, it makes a lot of sense that after this scattered lifestyle that we've had as a family, we've rooted together and we're working on a common project on the same land, and I think this is something my brother really felt was important, that not only we secure safety for our future, for our grandchildren, but also as a family to reunite. I can finally say I've got a home, and it's beautiful that it's a project that we can also involve people outside of the family.
I studied politics. There was a space to question things and to really think things through. And I got to farming through these big questions, and for me farming is a way of answering them in a kind of practical way. So I did a master's basically on environmental issues, and I kind of found myself at the end of it, seeing so many different things to be tackled and not really knowing where to put my energy in. I spent a year in Paris working for a charity that worked on regenerative agriculture as well. But at the end of the day, I was still behind the desk, filling in an Excel sheet or doing PowerPoint presentations. And for me, there was a real divide between the things I was fighting for and the lifestyle I was having. At the same time, Dimitri was really getting interested in regenerative agriculture and was chatting about it.
Business didn't seem real to me. Doing a master in management, which was basically, not being passionate in something and making it a business, but more like wanting to do business and finding something to be passionate with. I thought it was like a bit working upside down for me, really.
And it's easy to criticize everything, and I've spent a lot of time in my academic studies, analyzing thoroughly what's wrong. I found regenerative agriculture actually oh wow, there's actually people doing exciting stuff out there, trying to solve these issues. There's actually an alternative, rather than being always in the negation or the criticism of something, you actually have the opportunity to be building something different.